We're all, familiar with the basics of what makes production good for the most part in terms of you got to have good lighting and good sound and good composition. But when we think about church videos, what is it that makes a church video different from any other, normal event video or, recorded video that producers should take into consideration?
Well, I think part of it is connection. And it's difficult when you're on the other side of the camera. As a pastor, I'm trying to connect with people, and it's hard when I don't see anybody. But that is what your goal is ultimately, is that the person watching is making a personal connection. So what I'm trying to do, and I've seen different people handle it different ways. Some churches, it's just the shot of the pastor, and he's almost pretending like he's talking to people. He's looking all around, and it's like you're not fooling anybody. So one of the things I always tell people is look in the camera. That's the viewer, that's the audience. Look at them, connect with them. The other one too is pulling the camera closer like we are now. This is what you want to see on camera. Again, if I've just got a wide shot of a guy on the stage, because if I was sitting in the pew, if I was sitting in the church, that's what I would be looking at. That's not the way to view it. If we can't see you, then we're not making a connection.
I think that I just got an idea, though, is we need to have one extra while the minister's going, sit in the pew, and then the camera's right behind their head. So it feels really like church. I get to see the back of their head. And but how is everybody going to deal with like sitting on a seat that's comfortable? I come from Presbyterian church. It's always hardwood seats. Like I can't hear the word of God without having my butt a little uncomfortable. I don't know why.
And we're meeting in a middle school theater. Imagine that, those little fold down plastic hard seats. Yeah.
So is there a factor here with like an entertainment factor? So, when you're talking to someone who's sitting in the same room with you, they're a captive audience. But, when someone has all the distractions of home in front of them, their smartphone or their refrigerator or what have you, does that impact the programming itself?
I think you have to be cognizant of that, because every one of us, we've grown up watching television. And what do y'all do when the commercial comes on? You reach for your smartphone, you run in the other room, you go to the bathroom, whatever. So there's a tendency for us to think that way. I try and tell people as we start, this is a time to engage. It's not like we're watching television. We have to have that same sense. But as far as there's certain aspects of it where we have to use the production values that are part of what the industry has grown into. Like I said, a shot that's well framed, well lit, sounds good. All of those things are going to detract from people's experience. So sure, as far as if you think about and I learned this one, the 3 to 5 second rule. People in our culture today, every 3 to 5 seconds, you need to look at something else. That's a little different this way. I try and incorporate graphics, and of course, everybody does it different. We only have one camera that we're using, like I said, the Mevo, but we don't have the ability to do multiple cameras at this moment. But that may be a thing too. I see some churches that go there where it's multiple cameras, different angles. But then again, if you're making eye contact, that requires tally lights and all of this kind of thing.